Alright guys, this video that I could not finish during stream because YouTube took down my stream because the stream glitched. Yeah, we're gonna attempt it now offline because I wasn't able to stream on Sunday because I had something important to do and I still need some videos, so yeah. Unhinged fan takes it out on her dog by Decoy voice. We watched the first few, like 2 minutes of it. That was about it. This lady was completely crashing out. We'll just get into it, I guess. Yeah, let's go.
The Los Angeles Dodgers visited President Donald Trump in the White House to celebrate their World Series victory, where superstars Shohei
Okay, so I didn't quite catch that the first time, which team it was. It was the Dodgers. Okay.
Ohtani and Mookie Betts were specifically acknowledged by Trump, and this upset the left.
I'm crashing the out because tell me why are the Dodgers going to the White House? Take this off. Benny, give me that shirt. Give me your
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna straight up say it. This is mental illness. If you crash out, okay, if you crash out over your favorite team, no matter what it is, and you crash out like that, and you start abusing your dog, because that is animal abuse, 100%, you violently ripped it from your dog, I'm gonna tell you, you are mentally fucking ill. This is mental illness.
Ohtani, Freeman, Mookie. I'm losing it, bro. I'm losing it.
And they're recording it. You have to consider this. They are recording this behavior. And I never understand why they're this not just only goes for, clearly, the left here. This is a leftist, right? I don't know, maybe even a centrist who doesn't like Trump, but I don't know. I don't care whether you like Trump or not. The thing is that if you record yourself having a mental breakdown, that to me feels performative. You are not actually having a mental breakdown. You are performing a fake meltdown and upload it to TikTok or wherever. This is so fake. It mind boggles me. Like, you can put like, and also consider this, right? They upload this. So yeah, you put up your phone, you start recording it. Already before you start recording it, you should technically realize that what you're doing here is incredibly weird and embarrassing. They record it, then they look at it and be like, "Yep, I'm gonna upload that. Totally fine. I don't care." And she had cuts, right? So she edited it. She edited it. I don't understand how you could upload this. It doesn't even matter what side of the political spectrum you are, or even if it's not political, when you have a mental breakdown. Why are you uploading this?
Count your fucking days, Dodgers. Count your fucking days. I don't care who is in charge. I don't care what is the tradition. I don't.
As she joins the tradition of taking a selfie while shrieking over Trump.
These meltdowns are incredibly funny. The black lady screaming, why? This person here having breakdown. They all have mental breakdowns, but the last election resulted in some really funny shit.
Now, I initially didn't want to shame her over this very emotional.
I just realized he's wearing Dodgers merch! Credibly based. Here, like a little Dodgers figurine, a Funko Pop, or whatever these things are called.
Outburst, as I thought the video was taken down, but it actually isn't, so I imagine she wants people to see it, even though it shows her being mean to her dog in a way I don't even think we can show on here, to which she kind of addressed.
You guys, Benny is good. Benny, tell him you're good. Tell him you're good. Look, if this is what we needed to wake the up, you know what? Let it be it. We are in the age of a.
Huh? So, abusing your own dog is what people needed to wake up. You are the one acting like you're asleep. You are the one who abuses her dog on a meltdown because your favorite team went to the White House. This is meant. Trump derangement syndrome is actually real. It might actually be real.
Aquarius, so people are waking up.
As sadly, the more
What?
You know what? Let it be it. We are in the age of Aquarius, so people.
We are in the age of Aquarius? Oh no, it's racism for white women. But technically, not because she's Asian. I hate astrology. It makes no sense.
Are waking up.
As sadly, the more she speaks, the worse it gets.
Today was the day. Look at how honored everybody looks. Otani looks like he just saw a movie star. Oh my god, he's so happy. Isn't he an immigrant? And a DEI? Talking about DEI, look at how happy Mookie looks. And don't forget, Mookie is married to a black woman.
Talking about Otani and bets being diversity.
So, just because you are an immigrant or different ethnicity, you cannot go to the White House? What? Huh? Also, she's acting like, I don't know, they're like some, I don't know, some rude traitors or something. Oh, you're going to meet the president? You are aware that your wife is black. I'm like, what the fuck? That is in fact somewhat racist, to be honest, in some way.
Hires just shows that some people have zero understanding what DEI is, as Otani is the single greatest.
People be like, "Oh, you're in that position, but you are DEI because you're an immigrant," and it's like, no. DEI is pretty much somebody that would be DEI is somebody that is placed in a position simply because of their gender, their race, whatever it is. DEI is not, oh, you're one of them, but you're an immigrant. No, that's not it.
Greatest baseball player of our generation, probably of all time, and Mookie Betts is a league MVP, so them getting spots on the Dodgers has nothing to do with racial quotas or lowering standards for minorities. But again, the more she speaks, the worse it gets.
And once again, before somebody calls me a bigot, because I know there are people out there, I think that quotas are inherently discriminating. You know why? If I, for example, was a woman, and I would only get a certain position because I am a woman and not because of my talent or my skill, that would feel wrong. That would feel like that would be insulting. Same if you were a black person. If you get put into a position of power, just or any I don't know, if you're working in a company and you get like into a big position, if it's only because of your skin color, that would feel horrible. You're practically telling me that I'm capable of achieving this on myself, on my own. So I need some weird support to get me into that position, because otherwise I couldn't do it. That would feel so wrong. I don't know how people could run with this, to be honest. I want to be successful because I'm good at what I'm doing, not because a quota tells me I need to be there. That would feel terrible.
And here's another one. But you know who did not go? Mr. Freeman himself. The white man on the team. So I guess we're not burning this jersey.
As Freddie Freeman is injured and not even traveling with the team while he recovers. Now, I'm not trying to be too harsh on her, as me saying, well, actually, about all these useless facts about athletes.
Yeah, well, but it isn't. Well, actually, it is. She's lying by putting it like, oh, Freeman didn't go. I don't even know who that is because I don't watch baseball. The only time I was interested in baseball is when Gargura appeared at a match. However, I hate when people do this because it's disingenuous. He couldn't go there because he was injured. Simple as that. Not because, oh, guess he doesn't like Trump.
Makes me equally a loser, but I feature her meltdown because sadly, she's not the only one, as her TikTok comments were filled with disappointed fans, saying the Dodgers profit off people of color working on their visas, which just goes to show they can't differentiate any of us, thinking pro athletes legally gaining entry is the same thing as someone breaking the law, but also how they now want to boycott the Dodgers alongside.
Let me go back, I didn't read that from the earlier lady here. Considering how the Dodgers reorganization profits off, I hate the term POC, we are throwing the people with different, technically different ethnicities, different cultures into one category. I think the term POC is just equally as bad. And half of their team are literally on working visas. This is so disappointing. Which makes no... Yeah, it doesn't make no sense. If I, as a German, cross the ocean and I enter the United States, I am an illegal immigrant. Literally does not matter. These guys have a working visa. They are legally allowed to be in the United States. Once again, it makes no sense. I don't even know where to classify this.
On their visas, which just goes to show they can't differentiate any of us, thinking pro athletes legally gaining entry is the same thing as someone breaking the law, but also how they now want to boycott the Dodgers alongside her. And fine by me. If the team's decisions upset you so much you gotta tear your shirt off and shake up your dog, you're probably too volatile to enjoy sports. It's just interesting to me how you don't seem to see the same reaction from conservatives, as nobody was taking to TikTok to cry about the Dodgers visiting Biden in the White House.
So this essentially is just a tradition of going to the president. I don't quite understand. Yeah, but I didn't hear any conservatives crashing out over this. Nope, not a single one.
House, even though they strangely seem to predict a Kamala Harris presidency in 2032. Or, I don't know when the 49th president would take office, as 48 would be in 2029, but then, I don't know, I'm not a math Asian. But I am a Celtics Asian, or Celtics fan, that have found no issues with them celebrating their NBA championship, visiting a president that once classified people like them as predators that would
Use the clip. Joe Biden's speech on 1994 crime bill, predators on our streets. Joe Biden dehumanizes young people as cadres in the tens of thousands born out of wedlock, without supervision, without a conscience, who would become predators on our streets, from debate on 1994 violent crime control and law enforcement. Biden said integrating black students would turn schools into a jungle, a racial jungle. I don't want my children to grow up in a jungle, a racial jungle. This is your president. This is the president you were supporting. Bro's also just racist. Like, this is straight up racist. Okay, bros. I guess that got it. This is wild. A jungle. A racial jungle. This is wild. This is just wild.
Would create a racial jungle in schools. And it's shockingly offensive to hear that, but it's basically what he said as a senator, that the mainstream media did everything they could to cover it up for the last decade. And I imagine that girl in the initial video would have been equally outraged to see the Dodgers with Biden if she had known about this. But that's the way propaganda works. It's not about having morals or standards, it's about selectively remembering things that help your side. As on the left-wing social media site, Reddit, they were equally upset over the Dodgers visiting Trump, making unsubstantiated claims that he
They
hates
visited a president who openly hates the majority of their fan base. That's funny, because the earlier president does that as well. At least for black people. God damn it. That is vile. I've never even seen that. I've never even seen that.
their fan base and how they're ashamed of the team as it's a slap in the face.
Does
Now,
anybody even care what people on Reddit have to say? I mean, there are some good Reddits, but there's also equally as bad or worse Reddits.
that post had over 1,000 comments before it finally got locked, but they all said similar things with similar phrasing, where it almost seemed like ChatGPT. And asking ChatGPT to write me posts with that prompt wrote me near identical lines to what I saw in the Reddit replies, as it leaks into everything on there, as this was just a thread about the game, but so-called Redditors kept bringing up the White House, saying they crashed like the stock market, even going as far as to claim this was a Nazi tactic that the
Remember, shipping people off without due process was a tactic. They started with a hate demographic before sending off their own citizens and made excuses that those sent off didn't support their nation. Dodgers validated this administration's awful tactics and stayed silent and complicit during one of the most important times in our nation's history. Intelligent quit. Bro quit intelligence, if anything. What the heck? How does the... See, I'm just a European watching this from the sidelines. But when I see this shit, I'm shaking my head. But again, I'm just a European watching this from the sidelines.
Dodgers are complicit with, and it seems insanely stupid until you realize Reddit is probably comprised of AI bots and the useful idiot NPCs that don't know any better. Some people take to places like Reddit or other social media sites thinking it's reflective of real life, leaving all these terminally online people with nothing better to do than to post angry replies on Reddit, or even remotely close to the mentalities of millionaire pro athletes that were the popular jocks in school, too busy working out outside to doom scroll on the internet, and are largely very religious. Basically the antithesis of 99% of Redditors. As I remember when the Dodgers uninvited a group from their
Grandison, the Dodgers followed by disinviting the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence but came to their okay. What the heck is that? What the heck am I looking at?
LGBT night for their parody of Christianity, and it got so bad that the entire league removed Pride logos after a player-led boycott. You'd think
Damn. It's also funny, you know, someone, and right, what I see, when this happens, right, when every time I see some religion being slandered or attacked, for some reason it's always Christianity. It's never Buddhism, it's never Hinduism, it's never Islam. It is always just Christianity. I mean, it makes sense, right? People are acting like it's the white man's religion, which it isn't. Jesus wasn't white. And it wasn't Africa before Europe.
the far left would already be boycotting the Dodgers after that, but if they don't even know who's on the injured list, I don't think they know what happened in June of last year. So if you appreciate my concise, light-order commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on what happens when these types actually try to fight at protests.
That's the end of the video. This was interesting to look at, to be honest. I do not understand how you can crash out over this, to be honest. But then again, I'm also one of those people that say different politics and different opinions are not a reason to end friendships. A lot of people do that. I know a lot of people do that. Especially in the space I am, which is VTubing. But yeah, it's interesting to see that people can crash out over something so pointless. But yeah, that's it.